Oh, I've been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for this day to review this vinyl right here. I figured this is a good time to talk about this for the fact that Drake, at the time of recording this, he lost, or I think it was thrown away, the lawsuit towards UMG. I talked about it when it was a petition. It actually became an actual lawsuit, and they decided, nah, all's fair in love and war. So I figured this would be a good time to talk about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation. And also, obviously, this is a bootleg vinyl. This is not an official vinyl. They didn't work together and be like, hey, let's make some extra money off this and release an official vinyl of our back and forth. Obviously, that's not a thing that would happen. So this was a bootleg. I found this at my local record store. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want it to get shut down just in case they get in trouble for this video, which they probably won't, but you know, you never know. I just saw this at the record store and I was like, you know what? This is kind of a historical moment, you know, for me. And it was also the time period where I actually looked into Kendrick Lamar's discography. Like, before this, I knew DNA because they used like a cinematic epic version of it for one of the trailers for Creed 2. And this actually made me dive into Kendrick's catalog a bit and actually, you know, like look into his discography. And now he's one of my favorite rappers. So I decided even though it's a bootleg, I'm going to pick it up. I have some exceptions with bootlegs. If they either openly say, look, I'm never releasing this on vinyl, so don't even ask. Or if, you know, it doesn't make sense for them to release it as a vinyl. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to bootlegs. Like, it's like, okay, go ahead and do it. But if there's an existing album out there, I don't recommend getting it bootlegged because the quality is probably going to be worse. And also, I don't know. Everyone's ethics are going to be different when it comes to this kind of thing. But, you know, not like us, Euphoria, Family Matters, if that's your thing. Those would never, like, go on vinyl. So if you want to listen to them on vinyl, this is probably the best way to do it. So let's get into what the packaging looks like, and then we'll talk about the beef. Alright, so here's the artwork for the Drake versus Kendrick vinyl. Yeah, you got a picture of Drake right there, and then picture of Kendrick. Wow, English is tough. This happens like a lot when I do this part of the video. I don't know why. But yeah, I feel like they chose solid pictures of both of them. I probably would have chose a little something different for Kendrick, but the Drake pick kind of is good. Just simple, Drake and Kendrick both in just simple font, then the verses and the red. I do like the red, black, and white kind of style going on here. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. The side here, it says all the tracks. So yeah, we got Push Ups comes first, then Euphoria, then 616 in LA, which I wish was on Spotify. Then Family Matters. Then Meet the Grahams. Not Like Us, and The Heart Part 6. I think the best way to describe side A and side B, I don't think I said this I don't think I say this, but side A is essentially the build up, and then side 2 is like the kill shot, essentially, like just the kill shot, the dancing on the grave, and then the trying to come back. I don't know. But yeah, it's the red to black gradient again. So that's pretty simple. For the most part, it's pretty simplistic. Then we got this, though. Boom. The entire lore. This isn't the lyrics, these are lore. It says the story so far. It starts here. I'm not going to read all of it. But it dates back from... It has the date of everything. And it says October 6, 2023. First person shooter. And the other side is just white. So yeah, it's pretty basic. It gets when it comes to like packaging, I've definitely seen better. Like it's definitely, it feels fine. It's definitely not. It's a bootleg. Basically, the point of it is just to have, basically just have the songs to play on a record player. So I'm not really expecting the artwork to look, something super artistic or unique. It gets the point across of what it is, and that's the most important part. They did kind of cook a bit, but I've seen better. It's pretty cool all around. It does the job, so yeah. Anyways, let's get back to me talking about the back and forth a bit. So this was for sure the biggest like rap beef of my life in my lifetime so far. When the Tupac Biggie situation was going on, I think that was a feud that lasted like a while. Like 96, 97, I think is when it ended, and I was born in 96, so I kind of was still in diapers when the Tupac Biggie stuff was wrapping up because, they both kind of got murdered, sadly. Being a conscious person, this was the first beef. I remember, too, when it was way after the beef ended. There's just a little funny story. My friend Luna, she knew that I was really into this, and when Kendrick dropped Watch the Party Die, which I think's what it's called, I lost my mind because I thought it was like a continuation of the beef. It wasn't, but it kind of was. It was kind of like an explanation on why he did it. I don't know. It's up to interpretation. So I want to talk about why Drake ultimately lost, because let's be real, he lost. If we really look at this, he lost big time. And there's a few factors into it. One, the opponent. Kendrick is someone I feel like you have to be careful if you decide to go with him, especially since one of his inspirations is, we know Tupac was one, but he has said in interviews in the past Eminem is one of them. Eminem is a battle rapper. He's notoriously known for being a battle rapper. So, when your inspiration's a battle rapper, you might want to think twice because they most likely have been involved or followed battle rap before. Maybe pick your battles a bit. But at the same time, I guess you don't want to look like a bitch. But I don't know. The other part of why I think the beef, ultimately, why Drake lost is he wasn't focused. I don't think he was actually focused on Kendrick, if I'm being real. Like, he mainly rapped against Kendrick, with the whole wife beater allegations and his son not being his, possibly. Like, he had the digs, but it's like he also, in push-ups and in Family Matters, he really just kind of went at Kendrick, but also tried to go at all these other people who were attacking him. But it's like, dude, you're part of the big three. Another member of the big three is attacking you. That should be your target. That's who you should be focusing on. You should focus. You shouldn't go off onto other people. Deal with that in different ways or in different, deal with them later. This is a big deal, a big moment, and you're still trying to sprinkle in these other people. Deal with them later. Like, that's like one of the big things I feel like costed Drake the battle. And then also, obviously, Heart Part 6. Saying you're too famous for the stuff that Kendrick accused you of? Are you joking, dude? This has been kind of a feud that's been kind of escalating in the background for many, many years, like over a decade. So it was eventually gonna reach this point anyways. It was just kind of a matter of when, not if. And yeah, it finally came to a head last year, and I think Meet the Grams was the kill shot, honestly. So this album contains songs between Push-Ups and The Heart Part 6. So sadly, it ends at a really sad note. By the way, that song, trash lyrics, but that beat was actually good. I'll give Drake that. That was a dope beat that was just wasted. That was such a wasted beat, man. There are some songs from the beef that are not on this. We don't have Like That. We don't have First Person Shooter, if you count that one. Tailor-made freestyles not on this. Thank God. No AI slop bullshit. And no BBL Drizzy. And this came out after, this was released after BBL Drizzy was a thing. But I think that would have been a funny way to wrap it up. Another song on this is the song, God, what was it called? It was the J. Cole diss at Kendrick. Anyways, you're probably wondering, it's a bootleg. How does it sound? It actually sounds pretty good. I don't think it's the best sounding vinyl in the world. There's definitely more that give you more of that bass, but there's like no skipping. There's still plenty of bass in it. It still sounds like better than if you were to play it on Spotify or play it on a CD. It still sounds pretty good. But I'm just saying, if they released it officially, then it probably would sound better. But it's a bootleg, so yeah. I recommend picking this up if you don't mind bootlegs, and also if you want to just kind of preserve this moment in hip-hop history that I feel like is worth preserving, because this was big. This was massive, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Kendrick fan. Yeah. If you're a Drake fan, maybe not. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell when you do. Reminder, there's a Spotify playlist of all my favorite tracks. I will be putting Euphoria on that one, because that was ultimately my favorite song of the Beef, because that was like the most direct, I feel. That was the most direct one, and also kind of like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, I hate the way that you dress. I just like that Kendrick just straight up. Plus I like the beat switch and all that, and I think he nailed it. Not like Us is catchy. But, yeah, and Meet the Grams is just, ugh. 616, though, I think that one's kind of underrated. Anyways, I've rambled on enough. I hope you enjoyed the video. And, yeah, so long and good night.